Well, we got a genuine barn find here. Barn, garage, whatever you want to call it. This is a 1940 Chevrolet Special Deluxe. It's been sitting here for, well, I was talking to a guy that's really familiar with this car, and it's going to his house. We come over today to see if we can get it moving. The wheels are locked up. He was telling me that the last time he saw it move, they pushed it out of this garage to admire it about 20 years ago. It's the day after Christmas 2020, so they give you an idea how long it's been sitting here. The tag on it expires 1981. See that? I don't know if you can see that right there in the blue. 81. This is going to my friend's house, and like I say, he's familiar with this car. He grew up 2 doors down from this place, and he's good friends with the family. But the family moved off, and it's been sitting here for years. There used to be some other cars in here. They pulled them out over the years. They finally sold the house, and so they told him if he wants it, come and get it. He made him an offer, and so we're going to take this to his house. But the brakes have been locked up from setting, and the old man was down a few weeks ago that owns it, and he tried to move it, and you can see where it slid there. He pulled it. It dragged the wheels for about 2 feet, and he gave up on it. He said that's more than he wanted to fight it. It's got, of course, 4 doors, suicide doors. It's going to be hard to see in here. We're just getting it drug out of the garage today, but we'll get it home, get it cleaned up, and give you a whole lot better look at it. It's in really good overall condition. So anyhow, we got to get the back wheels are still seized up. They're still tight. We took the wheels off the front and just beat with hammers. I pulled the bleeder off of this wheel. We pulled the bleeder off the brake cylinder just to make sure there wasn't any kind of pressure behind it that was holding the wheels together, and it's not. So we beat around on them with hammer, put a big pipe wrench on it, and got them to break loose. So we got both front sides broke loose. We're gonna do the same thing on the back, see if we can't get it pulled out of here, get it on the trailer, and get to working on it at home. Well, this is the first time that car has been out of that garage in, we're thinking 20 years. We got the brakes all freed up. We beat on them with a hammer, and pull the wheels off, beat on the drums with hammers. Seemed like it freed them up enough to where it'll roll. We noticed 1965 sticker on the windshield, so that's pretty cool. But we're pulling it out. We're just using the pickup truck and just dragging it out of here. We're hoping that it doesn't get away from us. We don't want the brakes to be too freed up because we got to drag it downhill up here, and we don't want to have to use the brakes, and it's a pretty busy city street in front of us, so this is going to get a little dicey, but we got it rolling. Well, it took about 2.5 hours, so we're pretty happy about that. We were kind of wondering if this might be a 2-day project to get that thing loaded up, but we pulled it around with his truck. I'll show you guys where it came from. So I'm getting a history lesson from my buddy Brad is the one. We're taking this back to his house. He says this was an old bar. He grew up in this neighborhood. So we come down this lane, had to make the turn here. So it was kind of tight pulling it through back here. But it was living in that garage. It's been living in that garage since, well, I think he brought it home in late 70s. In that middle base, we pulled it out here after we got the brakes loosened up. Pulled it with Brad's truck out. Had to make it between the posts here. That was kind of tight. Come on up here, and had to reposition the truck a couple of times to make these turns. A big oak log laying there. But actually, it could have went a whole lot worse being in town here. It was not that bad, really. But we got her loaded up. We're headed back to Indiana. Well, we made it to Indiana, no trouble. We're going to get her backed off and park it next to the barn until we can find out where he's going to put it to work on it. Well, this is going to be its sort of a final resting spot until he figures out where he wants to work on it. Probably going to go in that barn and get tinkered with. But I thought I'd do maybe just one quick walk around while we're outside and got some daylight and you can see what's going on. The interior is in, I think, really good shape. The you know, there's a lot of stains and stuff, but overall I'd say the interior is in very good shape. The doors all seem to line up real well. I don't know if that's an issue with these or not, but you know, I know a lot of older cars, they get sagging doors. That is not the case on this one. Tremendous amount of room. I was just sitting in the back seat just for the heck of it. Tremendous amount of room. I imagine it's a reasonably comfortable ride, front and back. Not a lot of rust on it, mostly just surface rust. Floorboards are kind of rusting away a little bit. A lot of that rubber is chipping off of there. The brakes are tight enough still where when we rolled it down, it rolled on its own just a little bit, but it didn't get away from us. Overall, this thing is in, I think, really good shape. Still holding coolant in the radiator there. I am not familiar with these at all, but I'm thinking there's a little, looks like a little wing nut, like a drain cock sort of thing. I wonder if that's how you check the oil. I turned it with my fingers. It was so tight I'm not able to open it up. But it's a similar look to my old John Deere tractors, how you check the oil on them. Of course, it's on the side of the block. I would expect it to be down a little lower, but anyhow, under the hood, pretty unremarkable. It had the filters on, or the air filter on it. We took that off just to get a look at it. But I think it must have had side mirrors on it, because both sides you can see these little holes here. One really interesting thing, we saw these little like rain deflectors here, or little gutters here. I thought those were cool. It's got that on either side. It didn't have the hubcaps on it, but we looked around in the building and it looked like the building was pretty well picked through. There really weren't any car parts left in the building. But overall, like, the roof is in really good shape. Again, a little bit of rot on the floorboards, nothing real bad. The only real rust on the whole thing seems to be back here. It's rotted through here and in the middle, and then on the other side again. But overall, really good shape. So far we haven't gotten the trunk open, and I don't want to force it, but somehow or another we'll get that open. I'm really interested to see what's in the trunk. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape.
Well, here it is, Sunday morning, the day after Matt and I brought the car home. With some helpful suggestions from Matt and Ray Brock, the previous owner. What I have done is I have taken out the spark plugs out of each cylinder, which I will show you later, and sprayed WD-40 down to lubricate the seals. I will do that all the way down this morning. Fortunately, this morning also, I broke all of the spark plugs free, and they all came out rather easily with no oil or carbon on the end of the plugs after 40 years, period. So that's where we're at right now. More to follow.
All right, guys, well, today is Sunday, and that last little clip was my buddy Brad sent that to me. He worked on the car just a little bit today, I guess. He got the spark plugs out of it, and he's starting to spray WD-40 down in the cylinders. He's planning on doing that every few days, and you know, kind of prepare the engine to be rolled over. So we're going to take it slow, try to get that thing running. We got it home yesterday, uneventful, which was great. The brakes freed up enough to get it, you know, loaded up and unloaded. But until we can verify that the engine is still good and everything, I don't think Brad's going to stick any money into the car just yet. So the next thing on the list is going to be getting that engine running, and then we'll go from there. So if you want to see more videos of that 1940 Special Deluxe, click the subscribe button. If you like this video, I hope you did, click that thumbs up button. And until the next video, guys, keep on tinkering.